Yeah, why don't you shut up and listen to me? I mean, listen to me and just shut up. The truth of the path of... Let me do that again. Listen to me and shut up. The path of truth. I'm TX5581. You already knew that. You already knew that. That's why you're back here. That's why you subscribe. And that's why you're following me. Truthgods.blogspot.com is the place to be. Didn't you know that? Didn't you know that? What's wrong, callers? Did I scare you off on the last episode? The number to call is 562-396-5594, 562-396-5594. How many times I gotta say that number? How many times I gotta tell you truthgods.blogspot.com? Now, instead of getting any calls before this show, I got letters. Let's open one up. Let's see what they say here. I don't know how y'all got my address. I've been bouncing around. I don't stay in one place. Wherever I lay my hat, that's my home. Dear Text 5581, I'm so curious about those brains and different faith. What does it say? It's written in hand. They didn't even bother typing it. But I understand why. There are devils and demons in your computer. You know that. That's why you get a virus, isn't it? That's why they have scammers and people taking advantage of you. Because the internet is a dangerous place. Unless you're able to hear things like I do in my brains, then I can utilize this internet to spread my word and to tell y'all the truth who listen. They go on to say something. Tell me about the brains. How long has this been? I'm telling you, ever since I was in the womb. Buddha, Muhammad, God, your gods, whoever you worship, they all in my brain. The Hindu religion, all of it, Buddhas. Then it ends with, I just want to know one thing. Do you put the balls in it? I'm not going to read the rest of this, see? See what happened? It doesn't even matter if you use a computer. You're going to let the devil get inside of you and ask me some silly things. I'll tell you what. You can write all the letters you want. If you're going to leave a silly message like a silly letter, or a silly letter that's just like one of those silly messages I get, that's okay by me. That's okay by me. I'm still talking about it. You want to know about my brains, do you? Do you? Would you like to follow me at truthgods.blogspot.com and learn more about how I am on the path of truth because of all the different faiths that are in my brains? Take it for what you will. I'm not asking you to listen to me. I'm not asking you to follow me. You're doing it on your own. Because you have these issues and we need to figure them out right now. And I have the answers. You know, I don't want to get into this and I'm not going to tell you what entity called me recently. But the military defense of the United States called me on I don't know what kind of line this was, brother. They just called me. What did the aliens say? What are they telling you, Tex? That's what they asked. And I had a secret conversation. I can't even talk about it. But in short, I told them what the aliens are going to do. I told them how they're trying to advance their own technology into our technology. And it's already started. Look at this AI. AI. Against impossible. AI is against the impossible. Once it learns how to think, we're all going to be hitting that reset button. It's coming soon. You see earthquakes, you see floods, you see thunder showers. It's all happening. Earthquakes. Every 12,000 years it's happened. It's blank slate. That's what the life forms are telling me. So thanks for your letter. See, I turned it into something else. You wanted to talk about my testicles and thought you would be really funny. Keeping it all straight-laced and a real question. All of a sudden you have to end it like that. Let me get to another letter. Text 5581, I think I hear aliens too in my brains. What am I to do? How do you deal with this? That's a great question, but you know what? No, they ain't talking to you. They ain't talking to you. They're not in your brains. They're in my brains. I hear different languages that I suddenly understand in different dialects. You think the books that you're reading are the definitive word, don't you? You think it means everything. You gotta put down those books of faith and start listening to me, because those books of faith are written by the people that put the voices in my brains and communicate with me so I can communicate with you and all my followers. I want to give a shout out to Robert and Tony. They're going to have another get together next weekend where I'm going to be speaking. That's why we're all hanging out. I have my followers who believe in me. They're not sending me these kind of letters or leaving me mysterious messages where they're asking all kinds of questions, because they already know. They're talking to me in person. They want to know all the answers. I don't have the answers. What I have are the messages that are in my brains, and they want to gather around and see that. So come on out over to Robbie and Tony's. We're going to be at Bridge Street. You know that, you know. If you're listening, you know where that is. We're going to have a good time. So come on over at 5 o'clock. Come over at 5 o'clock. They're growing their own vegetables. They have radishes out in the back and tomatoes. You wouldn't have to bring anything. We got all the food you need right there. And you can just sit down, munch. And I'm going to tell you about the rub-a-dub-dub. I'm going to tell you about those bathtubs going to be our sanctuary out in the Middle East when all this goes down. Tony and Robert, they know that. You know why I said Tony, right? Y'all know why I said Tony. That's not nice, though. But, man, Tony is tiny. Let me get to another letter. A lot of letters, man. I don't know how you know my address. That's kind of freaking me out right here. But hey, if I can have different life forms and different gods of faith and different aliens entering my brains, I guess I could just have letters appear in my mailbox. You know, I saw the mail. By the way, when these got delivered, I stopped the mailman. I said, Rusty, hey man, how all of a sudden I'm getting these letters? Have you seen these names before, Rusty? Rusty, look at me. He got a limp. He came walking back over and said, nope. It's a real mystery. It's a real mystery, he says, and he works for the post office. He can't even figure it out. I showed him the postage. He should be able to figure out where it's coming from. He's never seen those names. I don't know these names. Some of you didn't even put a return address. And Rusty was kind enough to just bring it to me. He doesn't need your return address. He just gives it to me. I got voices entering my brains. I got mail entering my hands. Thank you, Rusty. And I hope your foot gets better. He got bunions. He wants me to help him heal. I don't do that. I'm not a healer. I'm not your prophet. I just have information that's on the path of truth, that knows everything that you want to know, that you thought you knew. Let's get to this other letter. Mr. 5581, I'm so happy you're doing what you're doing. I'm so happy I'm on the path of truth. That's this thing to, if you wanted to. Okay, that's a great, thank you so much for that comment. I can't read the rest of this letter though. It's not for you folks. It's not for you listeners to know what she wrote. I'm not even going to say her name. I'm not going to say your name, honey. Don't worry about it. Rhonda, thank you so much for this kind letter. I want to say that comment you made means the world to me. All I want to do is spread the truth. I'm not trying to swindle anyone out like all the people you see on the TV. You see these Scientologists. You see all these people that are running around. I'm not going to knock any religion, but their aliens talk to me. You see Tom Cruise and all these celebrities, they waiting to get to that level to be, they've already spoken to me, they're in my brains. Who L. Ron Hubbard thought that he was speaking to, and he knew, he didn't know, he took it and ran with it. He made a story, just like a lot of the stories that you're reading in your books of faith. I heard the first drafts. They span time, these voices in my brains. Is that it, right? All right, that's what I got in my mailbag. Thank you, Rusty. The number to call is 562-396-5594, 562-396-5594. You do it, truthgods.blogspot.com. Maybe you don't even know how to spell that. Truth, what we're all seeking, TRUTH, gods, one word. .blogspot.com. You do it and you call and you leave a message. I'm going to talk about anything you want. Now, we've been having a bunch of calls. Now, all of a sudden, I'm getting these wacky letters. But I knew that. I knew these would come. I was told. I heard a particular voice tell me that, we don't want to use technology. We're not going to use a smartphone. We're going to use our hands and paper, and they're going to be sending you things. I didn't believe it. I didn't know what to say. I can't even talk back. All I do is listen. I just hear them in my brains. I'm not allowed. I don't know what to say back. I just want to remind you all, Tony and Roberts, you got to come out at 5 o'clock. I'm going to just tell you everything that I've been hearing. And no. I'm not a medium. You think I'm a medium-sized person who can listen to ghosts? I can't contact your loved ones that passed away. I wish I could. They're not in my brains. Only perhaps the people that they worship. Those are the ones who talk to me. They can tell me about your loved ones. In fact, they have. I don't hear it directly from your loved ones, I'm sorry. I hear it from the people that they worship, their gods and goddesses and doilies. These are all entities that put in my brain. When you have a tragedy, they're talking to God. God tells the word to me. It's like we playing operator. It's like we're playing some sort of spiritual, multi-universal game of operator. But you know what? The words don't get jumbled by the time it gets to my brains. Everything's kept intact. That full message is kept intact. All intact. I just want to tell little Bobby. Oh, that's another Bobby, huh? That's why I call him Little Bobby, so you don't get him confused with Tony and Robert. I got little Bobby and Sheila. They, man, I got to tell you something. They just want to learn. They just want to learn about their loved ones who passed away. Little Bobby, he had a terrible experience. His father was painting the house. He had a can of paint. His head got stuck in that can of paint and he fell down the ladder. So God's telling me, little Bobby's going to be okay. Little Bobby's papa's in a better place. We taking good care of him. You tell him. And I told him. I don't speak directly to his pop. And if I did, I want to understand him. He has a can of paint over his head. Probably sound like he's in a tunnel. He fell down a ladder. Sheila now been missing her husband since, 1996. He never came home. He just left and never came home. He was just running with the wrong crowds, and she doesn't know if he's deceased, and they think he is. And then one night, I got the brains message, this time from a life form near Section Z Phi Zax Botoggle. You don't even know what that is, do you? But I was told her husband is on another plane. It was his time to leave, not just leave her, not just leave his family. He said, Sheila, I'm out of here. I have another universe to visit. But he didn't say it like that, did he? He was too afraid. Like I was afraid because my parents took an empty refrigerator box and put me in and let me out go because they thought I had demons in my brains. This poor husband probably thought the same thing. Sheila gonna think I have devils. I have demons in my brains. Because I want to follow the path of truth. And he's gone. They say the last time they saw him, he was buying some ding-dongs and ho-hos at a gas station. Over at Vic's. Alright, that's it from me. truthgods.blogspot.com, and you gotta call and leave a message. 562-396-5594. Do it, callers. Do it, listeners. 562-396-5594. You follow me and you share the good word.